Something that's in your book, and it's one of my favorite words, is Ikigai. So let's
Ah,
talk
yeah,
about
Ikigai. But you're a
that.
specialist, aren't you?
Maybe getting there. But I love how you described it. How did you describe Ikigai?
I said the sparks of life,
That's
right?
beautiful. Yeah.
That's what it is to me. What did you think this explanation, how I wrote in the book?
Yeah. When I saw it, I was like, oh, wow, that's a beautiful way to describe it, because there is this debate on whether you can have only one true Ikigai, or like Ken Mogi describes Ikigai as a spectrum of many things in your life that give your life value, meaning, purpose. But it's often described to me as, oh, Ikigai, another Japanese friend said, oh, Ikigai is something that gives you a little lift, just gives you that little bit of extra energy. And other Japanese have said it's this beautiful concept that's tied to your sense of self and your soul and your spirit. But yeah,
Yeah.
sparks of life is nice because it suggests that there's possibly more than one, and it gives you that key or that energy.
Also,
So I like it.
it's a very deep meaning, yeah, Ikigai.
Yeah, I'm still learning a lot about it. What I found actually is it's quite a challenging word to write when you use kanji. Like, but behind me,
Ikigai.
actually, you can see you're using
So three
also
kanji,
and the hiragana
one
script,
key, yeah. Mm-hmm.
because that's what I found. Most people only they write it as hiragana except for the first character, and they tend to use right guy with hiragana script. And I've heard a few things. I've heard it's masculine if you use the kanji, and it's more feminine just to write it in hiragana, the last
Just
three.
a purely
Yeah,
visual flow, I think.
yeah. This is interesting because I'm sort of thinking this is fairly challenging. So why did you choose Ikigai? Is it meant to be a challenging one for your students, and also obviously great meaning in the word?
Yeah, I wanted to use like the word which is started to be known outside Japan. So, people has a bit of idea, but not really know the meaning, like a wabi-sabi, sometimes very much in use, but still abstract. Yeah. So you have not clear idea what it is. And I wanted to pick one or two words like that. Also, when the meaning is nicely fit. So like this, I could show through the pictogram and ideogram, just the background of the kanji and, the meaning of it. The rest they can sort of think and flow their individual ikigai. But I just wanted to give the factual frame.
Sure.
What the kanji means.
Well, on that, so we'll have to provide show notes, but so the first two characters is from the verb ikiru, yes? So you've got sho, but it's really ikiru, and ru's essentially dropped. And then it's an interesting word because you're combining the verb ikiru.
Yeah.
You're dropping ru, and then you're compounding it with gai. And gai is interesting because it has two characters.
Yeah.
So the first character, what's that? Because I've read it means either armor or shell.
Well, depicts the hard shell of a newly sprouted plant or tree. So it's the shell, but not only the turtle shell or the shell from the seashell. It's the idea that when the new, the plant or tree, the sprout comes.
I see.
There's the shell. So that's another sort of description of shell.
And then the last character is interesting because I don't think I've ever seen it before, and my understanding it means beautiful or patterned, or represents a pattern or a beautiful pattern. But maybe it has other meanings. Yeah.
It's the ideogram, right?
Yeah.
So the upper part illustrates like being divided into two in a symmetrical pattern. So when you see the kanji, there is the middle part totally free, empty, right? And then the lower part, which is like a bun. So two together means then the value and the beauty.
Ah, I see.
So that's the developed meaning. And then gai, like worth or value of something.
It's a fascinating word. So yeah.
It's abstract, but it makes sense in a sort of broader way, right?
It should make sense to me because I do a whole podcast on it. So
yeah, that's true.
So I was very glad to see that in your book, and I love how you describe it, sparks of life.